Welcome. This week, sometimes I just don't care. Is that so bad? Welcome to the show. I'm Adam McDermott. This week's episode is all about how in some games you care about the well-being of a character and in others, not so much. Bear in mind, I'm only speaking from my own personal experience. You might have other thoughts on some of these characters. This all originated from me playing the latest Tomb Raider. I know, a bit late to the party, but I got there eventually. What I want to focus in on is the first hour. During this, despite all the trauma Laura goes through, the agony, the bumps and bruises, all I could think was, just get on with it. And that took me aback. Why was I so harsh to this struggling heroine? So I rationalised it in saying that it's early in the game and she's the lead character. She's not going to die. And because there's no real danger, I found it hard to fear for her well-being. So this helped for me not feeling like such a monster. But then I thought, what about Infamous 2? So after 2 whole games with Cole, if you get the good ending, which according to Soccer Punch, over 70% of people who played the game did get, in the very end, Cole sacrificed himself for many others. The final scene in the game is Cole's lifeless body being pushed out to sea. A sad moment? An emotional moment? Nope. While I was witnessing the cutscene, all I could think was, game's over. Why was I so dismissive of the death of the lead character who I've spent over 30 plus hours with? Well, from my perspective, the Infamous series isn't about poignant storytelling. It's about running around enjoying being a superhero all while smashing bad guys and sometimes useless civilians, while gliding through this glorious city. Also, Cole as a character was a bit of a buzzkill. I was having fun no matter what was happening in the story due to the enjoyable gameplay. So that's when I think when the final cutscene played, it didn't hold any significant weight for me because of the disparity between gameplay and story. So in order for me to care about a character, those two have to be better linked. Which got me thinking about Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. For the most part, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons is a light puzzle game with a heavy story that takes a backseat to its gameplay. You control a brother with each analog stick as you wander around this bright and colourful world. Overall, it's a wonderful experience. Until the last quarter of the game, the older brother gets hurt and you carry him to the Tree of Life. You then take control of the younger brother and travel up the Tree of Life to get the magical healing water at the top. However, when you get back down, it's too late. The scene ends with the younger brother trying to force feed the older brother the healing water while shaking his body and howling his sibling's name. Pretty rough, right? It wasn't at that moment that I realised I cared, it was the moments after, when I was controlling just the one brother with half a controller. I was tasked with dragging the corpse of my deceased sibling into his grave and then pushing mounds of dirt on him, slowly burying him. This was pretty heavy and I felt a deep amount of empathy for the younger brother. Is this because I too have brothers? Perhaps. If someone was an only child and played this, would they have the same feelings? I think the reason why I cared so much is because Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons commits to its dark tone. The misery of the story is reflected in the gameplay. The gameplay changes because you're now only using one half of the controller. The last level is full of torrential downpour and a storm brewing in the distance. I think this is why I cared so much. If the game didn't properly reflect the tragedy, I probably would have just gotten on with it. So what about a game that commits to a tone from the get-go, whose story and gameplay are intertwined? The most obvious example is The Last of Us. The gameplay is all about survival. Your ammo is constantly low, med packs are scarce and enemies are lethal. The story is also no walk in the park either. Characters are perishing left, right and centre, and there are many hurdles thrown in front of Joel and Ellie which they barely overcome. The section of the game I want to talk about is the hospital, or more importantly the moments just after. So during that part of the game, Joel is impaled by a piece of metal and staggers through the hospital. You also have control of Joel for most of this. Your movement is hampered and Ellie is taking care of you for a change, shooting multiple enemies in the process. As Joel bleeds profusely, Ellie gets the horse for them to ride away on. As they leave, Joel loses consciousness and falls off the horse. The screen fades to black and we're told that it is several months later. You now play as Ellie. For this part of the game, I didn't know how to digest what I had just witnessed. I didn't fully believe that Joel had been killed, but I was completely unsure. It was fathomable, it was reasonable, because there was a real sense of danger. So while hunting down the deer, Ellie bumps into David, and David wants half the deer, and in return he'll give Ellie whatever she wants. Ellie immediately says antibiotics. And that's when I thought, oh, Joel's alive, yes! And then I realised I care a lot. I care quite a bit about these two characters and I want them to survive. So what I gathered from all my roundabout thinking is that for me to care about characters, there has to be a tone set from the get-go and the gameplay and story have to be married, all while presenting real danger. What the future holds is beyond me. I'm really excited to see what developers are doing next in order to make me sob over the next hero. So yeah, that's the show. Thanks for joining me. What I would like to know is, are there any characters over the last few years that you've deeply cared about? And if so, what I really want to know is why. What did the game do that made you feel that way? Hopefully it would add some additional insight. So yeah, thanks for watching, and if you want to see a new one of these every single week, be sure to subscribe. If you've already subscribed, well, great. Either way, I'll see you next week. Take care. Nope. Nope. No silly bonus bits. That was a serious episode. I put an awful lot of time and effort into it. Did you see the credits? I wrote it for the first time. I'm not going to undermine all that with a goofy bit at the end. So, you know, run along. No. You can't kill him. No, nope, 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 nope. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Too many heartache.